Good.
I'm feeling great. How you doing?
It's a different kind of live because you're on FaceTime and I'm live on YouTube, but still it works. We're going to talk to some people right now. Tell us about yourself. You're about to turn pro soon.
Oh no, I'm already pro.
What's the record now?
2-0 with 2 knockouts.
Okay. You just started your career. I saw you at Buddy's gym not too long ago.
Yeah, it was a great experience being in his gym.
And tell us about your next fight.
My next fight is March 5th on Telemundo. I plan on getting another knockout.
Absolutely. Telemundo is a major network.
Yeah, it is.
So many things I wanted to ask you. So let's start with this. Adrien Broner, you spend a lot of time with him in the gym. Tell me about Broner really likes you. Tell me about being around Adrien Broner. And what do you think about his big fight coming up on the 20th?
Oh, that fight, he got that in the bag easy. I think he trains super hard and he's real dedicated, focused, and I feel like he's gonna get the guy out of there early. And being in camp with him was a great experience. He taught me some things, and I just feel like, he's gonna be one of the greats, known as one of the greats, for sure.
He's a good dude and he has a great sense of humor.
He does.
And his card is February 20th on Showtime, and it's stacked. Robert Easter's fighting. What's his name? Nuke is fighting.
Nuke?
Yeah.
Nuke?
That's Rashid Warren. And then right now you're fighting at 130. It's a very stacked division. Also on February 20th, you have Oscar Valdez and Burchett.
Man, okay, to be politically correct, that's a good fight. I have to go with Valdez on that one.
You wanted a few people picking him to win. Why?
Because watching his fights like against Scott Quigg and his other fighters, he shows heart. He's disciplined. And even when he's getting beat up, he always ends up coming back. So I feel like Burchett don't have it easy in that fight.
And then yesterday we saw a 130 fight. Did you watch it with Jojo Diaz?
Yeah, I seen it.
It was a draw. I thought Jojo, and why are you smiling?
Cause I know like seeing like most of these fighters, like this is my division. But he did his thing. I thought Jojo won too. He did his thing. They were both some tough fighters.
So right now, if Lomachenko comes back, you and Loma, is that a good fight?
Loma gonna be too old by that time. You think?
How about I'm sorry, Loma and Tank right now?
Tank.
Why?
Tank is my boy. I got to be in camp with him too, so I gotta go with him. Plus, Tank can box. He got power. And Loma is not just gonna be spinning all on him because Tank can move.
So share with me, what was it like to be in camp with one of the best pound-for-pound fighters, 24-0, 23 knockouts, Dravanta Davis? For which fight was that?
This was when I was in camp with Adrien. He was there. So he was focused too. He has a lot of weight to get off, but he was focused, and I got to see him spar and work, and man, he could hit. I was like, dang.
With growing up, why boxing? Why not basketball, tennis, football, soccer?
Well, my dad told me when I was a baby, he would always take me to the boxing gym, and I would just like be running around, hitting the bags, hitting other people's legs. So I don't think he wanted me to box, but it was something I chose and I learned to love. So I just stuck with it, and I happen to have a great talent with it, and I'm just gonna stick with it and see where it takes me.
Can I tell people who's your manager? Is that public or is that private?
Is that public or is that private?
You can tell them your brother is. Tell them your brother.
You can tell them.
Okay, Freeway Rick Ross, one of the nicest people here in Los Angeles. He's very famous, and he's gonna manage you. And he's a big believer in you. He said, Elie, the first time you interviewed me 12 years ago.
That's my advisor, yeah.
Your advisor. So what can you tell us about you and Rick Ross? How'd you guys team up?
Well, I can tell him, right?
Through my dad.
Yeah, through my dad, really. He made the connections with him.
And he says you are the new Floyd Mayweather. Tell me about that. Why did he say that? What makes you similar to Floyd Money Mayweather?
I'm better than Mayweather. But anyway, Nah, I just was watching one of his Vlad interviews, and I seen that he basically said that he wanted a fighter that's gonna make more money than Mayweather, or he's gonna have a fighter that makes more money than Mayweather and bigger. So I said, why not that be me? And then my dad went out and made the connections, and here we are.
So who would you want to fight? Obviously, you're only 2-0. You're gonna be 3-0 soon. But if you could fight anybody on the planet, we're talking to Kid Austin, by the way, Floyd. Who would you want? Line them up.
Everybody who got a belt, for real, all the champions. No, it don't really matter because I mean everybody's a good fight, you know. So whoever they give me, that's who I'm gonna just knock them out the way.
And Floyd, what was your amateur record?
My amateur record,
164 and 18.
164 and 18.
You didn't even know. You don't care. You just went in there to fight, and yeah, it doesn't matter. But that's almost 180 fights. That's a lot of fights. At what age did you start? 6?
I started at 8, and like I was like practically fighting every weekend. But then as I got older, I slowed down and took my time.
Who are some of the biggest names you sparred so far from the famous guys?
Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Robert Easter Jr. Let me see.
It's a bunch of others.
Yeah, it's a bunch of others.
Okay, so compare sparring Shakur to sparring Devin. They're both champions.
Can't do that.
I was gonna say that's hard.
You can't do that.
Okay, how was the experience for you then? If you can't compare, like, how did you do against Devin? How did you do against Shakur?
I held my own against both of them. And yeah, I should be champion real soon. That's all I'm gonna say. So, both was good work.
Okay, you saw Dravanta work out. You saw Devin. If Dravanta and Devin fight, who do you like in that fight?
Politically correct.
I mean, but I want to answer that though, because I got a good answer.
Hey, your dad could be a great lawyer. Objection.
Yeah, I gotta go to both of the camps again, and I gotta see which one is doing what they need to be doing, and then I can decide. But if I was a regular person who's a fan of boxing, I would say probably Devin. I'm going with Devin on that one.
You think that?
He's going with Tank.
Your dad's going with Tank. Man, you guys will have to do some bet before that fight. I hope we get to see Teofimo and Devin. I hope we see Ryan and Tank. What do you think about all the talk of Ryan and Manny Pacquiao?
I mean,
You want to spar Ryan?
yeah, I want to spar Ryan. I want to spar Ryan for sure. But off that, I mean, it's a good exhibition. The money's right, probably. So I don't blame him for doing it. But I wish it was a real fight.
So, Floyd, how'd you get the nickname Kid Austin? Are you the only boxer from Austin, like the only star they have in many, many years? That's why?
Yeah.
Who was before you? Anybody famous from Austin?
Jesus Chavez, I believe. It's about the only one. James Kirkland, yeah.
He just fought.
Yeah.
And Wolf.
And yeah, and she's from Austin?
Yeah, she got
Yeah, and Wolf.
Ann Wolf was a beast.
She was.
And she had a great coach, too. So who coaches you right now? Your dad?
That's my dad. He's always been coaching me. I mean, I've worked with some of like the boxing stars coaches. They gave me some tips like Mike Stafford, but he's been training me my whole life.
So right now, people are seeing you for the first time. You're only 2-0. A lot of people in boxing don't follow the amateurs. It's not like the NBA where you follow someone in high school and college. So what do you tell everybody who's watching this interview now, but in maybe 2 years or 3 years, you might be the face of boxing, one of the main fighters in the sport? Introduce yourself. What do you like away from boxing? Who are you? Like, who is Kid Austin?
Greatest boxer of all time. I love food. I love boxing. And that's pretty much it. Food and boxing. But when I can't have food, I play the game a lot. Play video games.
If you had to open up a restaurant, what kind of restaurant would it be?
I'm telling my dad I want to open a restaurant in Paris one day, but he don't want to listen. So it'll probably be pastries and Italian. Yes, pastries and Italian food.
That's pretty hard to be a fighter at 130 and like food because you'll have to make weight your whole life. And it's not a heavyweight could get away with it because they don't have to make weight. They still have to be in shape.
Yeah.
How old are you now, by the way?
They got it good. You know, sometimes I'll be wishing I was a heavyweight, but, you know.
You could get there one day, but how old are you now? 18?
I'm 18, yeah.
So you're just starting. Did you go to high school?
Yeah, I went to high school.
No, a lot of fighters that I know dropped out or quit. No, you're smiling.
Say that again?
You turned pro still in high school?
No, he was homeschooled.
No, yeah. I mean, homeschool and high school is practically the same thing. But, yeah, I turned pro in high school, yeah.
Yeah, but homeschool is not high school. It's different.
Probably.
But a lot of fighters do that to be focused on their craft. Ryan Garcia did it. Keith Thurman did it. A lot of fighters, because look, you just said something a few minutes ago that you love boxing. A lot of fighters don't love boxing.
That's the problem.
And you eat it, sleep it, drink it 24/7 is boxing.
Yeah.
What's the last 3 fights you watched on your own time, just to watch?
Stab Judah versus Mickey Ward. I watched that Comey fight and Marinez.
Marinez did good for the first few rounds. He did really well. And then Comey caught him.
And then he came back, and then Mayweather versus Gotti.
Everyone loves that fight.
That's an amazing fight.
Why? Why is this? A Tank tells me he watches it before every fight to get pumped up.
I mean, that was a different Floyd back then. That was a different Floyd. I don't blame him. You know, his mind was like, I mean, his mind was always sharp, but like he had the power, the speed, and you know, he was going in there to like destroy. Man,
he was a dog, as they say. No, he got smarter. He said it's about taking less punishment and it's about winning 7 rounds and making $1 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, Mayweather and 50 Cent. How many rounds does it go?
Yeah, one round. And I got on Mayweather.
I got him on 50 Cent.
Whoa.
Put your dad on camera for a second. He has to say that on camera.
Yeah, you guys gonna say this on camera.
I got 50 Cent while he got Mayweather.
Why 50 Cent? Based on what? Like, because he's a good rapper?
He too heavy for Floyd.
He got to grab Floyd first. That's what he's saying.
And I think he's going to grab, bite, headbutt. 50 Cent going to win that one.
You was talking about boxing, right?
Yeah, boxing, not a street fight.
It's exhibition.
Man, he don't got no chance. Mayweather.
Floyd and Logan Paul. Do you know Logan Paul and Jake Paul?
Yeah, I know them. Shoot, they need to pay me to. I'm not, but I'm just saying they need to pay me to fight them.
They're 200 pounds. You're 130 pounds. You think you could beat them at 130 pounds?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like body shots, but I mean they're probably too heavy. So I just going in to get a check. But I got Floyd on that one too.
So, what's your daily routine from the moment you get up till you go to bed? What's your schedule like? Is it 2 a days, 3 a days?
3 days. Get up, eat, then go run, and then I come back, eat, and then I go to the boxing workout, and I go strength and conditioning, and I come back, eat dinner. Boxing. Yeah, study boxing, and I go back at night for boxing.
What does that mean, study boxing? Give me an example. Like, do you break down fights in your head? Do you break down workouts? What does it mean, study?
Well, I study different things. Like, I study fights, people's training, and see their habits. Mostly old school fights like Sugar Ray Robinson, Willie Pep, you know, all those old school fighters. And I just like would rewind videos, see their feet. I like foot placement, punches being thrown, all of that. So,
who's your favorite fighter of all time?
Sugar Ray Robinson and Willie Pep.
Yeah, it's one.
I mean, both of them is combined.
Willie Pep, they say, won a round without throwing a punch, which was never done, really. And Sugar Ray Robinson, had over 100 fights and 106 wins or something?
I believe so.
Something like
probably
that.
Knockouts than wins. I mean, more knockouts than wins. He probably had as much knockouts as he did wins, which was probably over 100.
Very impressive. Fighters today don't fight 100 fights. They fight 30 fights, 40 fights. Mayweather 50. Pacquiao's at 72 fights. So Manny Pacquiao did an interview in the Philippines, and he said that he told Top Rank to pay him $40 million, pay Crawford $10 million, and he'll do the fight. If they did fight, who wins, Pacquiao or Crawford?
Crawford all day. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Pacquiao, too. I'm a bigger fan of Pacquiao than Crawford, but I think Crawford has that fight.
I don't know. I don't know. Manny Pacquiao's a 8th division champ. He just beat the reigning champion in Keith Thurman. It's hard to go against Pacquiao.
Man, I agree. I agree with you. But, like, Terrence Crawford is a different breed. Like, he is the man. So I have to go with Crawford on that one.
Crawford said yesterday he never wants to talk again about the Spence fight. So who should Crawford fight? What would be a good fight for him? Him and Mikey? Him and Porter, Thurman, Danny Garcia?
Porter definitely be a great fight.
What about Charlo at 54? Crawford versus Charlo.
Crawford versus Charlo? You think so?
Hell yeah, Crawford gonna dust them all.
What did you guys say?
Where's the one who fought Rosario, right?
Rosario? Yeah, that's Jamel.
You stay politically correct.
I'm saying I gotta go.
You gotta rep for Texas. I don't.
Yeah, I'm going with Charlo on that one.
Your dad's going with Crawford?
Yeah.
Your dad needs his own show. He goes against the grain on everything. Okay, what about Benavidez and Charlo? 168.
Benavidez is big, and he's fast. So I gotta go with Benavidez on that one. But,
Really?
against Charlo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good
I mean, unless Charlo catch with a body shot, because we see your body, Benavidez. He needs to work that body out a little bit more, but Benavidez definitely. I think he'll stop
That's
Charlo.
Ellie who we got.
Yeah, Ellie, who do you have on that one?
The fans are the winners. Listen, I know both of them. They're both very talented. Charlo has to fight. I think Charlo should come up and do 1 or 2 fights at 68 before he fights the big ones, just because it's a new weight class for him. He fights at 60.
Yeah.
Benavidez, I've known since he was 11 years old. He's turned pro at 15. He's youngest 168 champion ever. And what is he, 23-0, 21 knockouts? David is the real deal.
Yeah, he is. He is. So that was a good answer. Ellie.
Yeah. No, I've been doing it long enough. Earl Spence and Ugas, give me your assessment.
Ugas ain't no joke, man.
Ugas is good, but who is he fought?
I think he beat Porter.
I think he beat Porter too.
A lot of people say that.
But Errol Spence beat Porter.
But it was
Knocked
close.
Porter down.
But it was close, so Ugas might get something.
Okay. Another guy from Texas is Maurice Hooker. He's about to fight Virgil Ortiz March 20th. Break it down.
Politically correct.
Virgil Ortiz.
Why?
You think
Ortiz is good.
Virgil Ortiz is like amazing. Like he has basics, power, speed, and like he could box. He could fight tall. He could fight like brawling. So I think he has that one. And who did Maurice Hooker get knocked out by?
Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, and I think Virgil Ortiz is way better than Jose Ramirez to me. So that would be a great fight, though.
Floyd, did you have a chance to watch, because you're from Texas, do you ever have a chance to watch Virgil in the amateurs at all?
No, I haven't.
Okay, he's from Dallas. How far is Dallas from Austin, by the way?
3 hours.
It's
3 hours.
not too far.
Yeah.
A lot of big boxers coming out of Texas. You have Charlo, Spence, Virgil, Maurice Hooker, yourself. Is boxing very, very popular?
Yeah, boxing is, not in Austin. Austin is not popular at all because, like, you have to go to, like, San Antonio, Dallas to, like, get the best sparring in Houston. So, I feel like better fighters are coming out of there on that part of Texas. It's bigger on those parts. Cause, yeah, until I came along, and ain't know that. But, yeah, it's pretty big out here in Texas.
Who's the biggest superstar you met so far in your life in boxing? Like the biggest name? Is it Broner?
Yeah, Broner. Or no, Mayweather. Because I got to Mayweather FaceTime me on my pro debut.
How did that happen?
Yeah. My manager actually happens to be friends with our manager. Friend, yeah. He was friends with Mayweather, so he ended up FaceTiming him, and Mayweather told me do my thing and everything. So that had me really excited. Like I really wanted to put on a show after that. So made my day.
Hold on. Now I'm gonna ask the viewers. Do you guys have any questions for Floyd Kid Austin? They say you versus Ryan Garcia, but he's fighting 135.
What Ryan? Ryan ass. We want to expose Ryan. I want to see if he get any good.
Now,
Ryan's good. Ryan's legit.
Yeah, Ryan is a great fighter. Like I'm a fan of his. You know how he marketed himself and everything, and like he has speed and power. Everybody thinks he just has a left hook, but he can box. But I feel like I'm on a different level, and so.
And we can do an
no, it's nothing against him. It's just boxing.
We can do an exhibition.
If they pay him.
Your Kid Austin. Do you know Kid Kansas, Alan Garcia?
Yeah, I know Kid Kansas. That's my guy. That's my boy.
He's 135 as well.
He is? I thought he was bigger than that.
No, he's 135. As far as I know, maybe I'm wrong. I thought he was 135. He's very talented as well. Do you know like Bam Rodriguez and Hector Tanahara and Joshua Franco?
I know Bam Rodriguez. That's the only name.
He's a monster.
I'm not big on him.
Why not? No.
I know the name, but I'm not. He's with Robert Garcia.
Yeah, he's legit. No, he's legit gonna be a 4-5 division champ.
Oh, so yeah.
Oh, he legit?
Yeah.
He's legit. So to end this interview, tell everybody where to follow you on social media.
All right, Kid_Austin1 on Instagram, Facebook, Floyd Schofield III, and I have a website, FloydSchofield.com.
And
we don't use Twitter.
Okay, you should get on Twitter. You should be on all the platforms. You're the product. Your name. You should be everywhere. But again, tell them the date you're fighting. And the network was Telemundo, March
5th.
March 5th. Don't miss it. Do you know who the opponent is, or it doesn't matter at this point?
I was gonna say it don't matter at this point. It don't matter.
There you have it. Stay tuned. FreedomNewsReport.com. I'm Elie Seckbach reporting, and you can follow me on Twitter at Seckbach. You can follow me on Instagram at Elie Seckbach. Guys, I'll be back live.